Good morning all. So in the last video, that is on lecture number 3, I was discussing the irrational number, and in that lecture I had explained how to represent the square root of x on the number line. So after that there is also another method how to represent the square root of x. So that is third method, you can say it is spiral method. It is spiral method to represent square root of x. So spiral method to represent square root of x. So how will you do? Now see, suppose initially you take 1 unit. Let us say this is 1 unit. And you take a perpendicular line which is also 1 unit. Then what is the hypotenuse? Hypotenuse is nothing but root 2. Now, in this root 2 side, you make a triangle, you make a right angle and take again 1 unit. Now see, this is root 2, this is 1. If we will take the hypotenuse of this triangle, it is square root of, that is square of root 2, that is 2 plus 1, that is 3. So square root of 3. Then again you take here what? The 90 degree to this root 3 line. You see, you take 90 degree. Again this is 90 degree. You take 1 unit and so you draw the hypotenuse of this triangle. So here this is root 3, this is 1. So what is the hypotenuse? Square of the root 3, that is root 3 square plus 1 square square root, which is called root over of 4, that is 2. Again you take 90 degree to this and take the perpendicular as 1 unit. Then if you draw the hypotenuse, it will be root 5. So this is the method how to find the value of root x, root 5, root 4, like that. But this method is very time consuming. So generally we will take the method which I had discussed previously, just previous. So now let us solve some problem. Let us solve some problem on this irrational number. First, so take an example. We have to state true or false for different statement. So first statement, every irrational number is real. Every irrational number is real. True or false? So see, every irrational number is real. Yes. So that is true, because actually real number is nothing but combination of rational plus irrational. So here every irrational number is real. Yes, irrational number is the element of real set. So the answer is true. Second statement, every point on the number line, every point on the number line is of the form square root of m, where m is natural number. So you have to mark whether it is true or false. Okay. So you see the question carefully. Every point, you see this term, give more emphasis to this term. So here it is written, every point on the number line is of the form square root of m, where m is natural number. True or false? So now see, let m is equal to 4. So if m is equal to 4, m is the natural number. Here 4 is the natural number. Then what is the square root of m? Square root of m is either minus 2 or plus 2. So these two numbers are lying on the number line. But you take 1.2 square. So what is 1.2 square? It is nothing but 1.44. And this 1.44 is not the square root of the perfect of the natural number. Okay, you see. So this 1.2 square is 1.44. So this 1.2 also lies in the number line. But this 1.2 is not the perfect square root of a value. That means here the m is equal to 1.44. So or we can say the square root of 1.44 is equal to 1.2, and this 1.2 is represented on the number line. And this number 1.2 is not square root of a natural number. So here 1.4 is not a natural number. So the statement is false. That is, every point on the number line is of the form square root of m, where m is a natural number. False. Because you take a point 1.2 that is lying on the number line, but that is not the square root of a natural number. That is the square root of a rational number. That is 1.44. So the statement is false. Clear? So now, next question. So after this, you practice at your home. So test your understanding. Test your understanding. So you have to state whether the true or false. First, so write true or false. So test your understanding. That is homework. So first homework is every real number. Every real number is a rational number, true or false. So you have to give the statement true or false. Second question, square root of 23 is a rational number. Square root of 23 is a rational number. So you calculate, you do at your home. Next, so listen, square root of 23. This 23 is not a square of a perfect value. That means you cannot get, suppose you take 4. So if you calculate square root of 4, it is either plus 2 or minus 2. So both will lie in the, so both are the rational number. But here 23 is not a square, is not a perfect square, is not a perfect square of any number. So root square root of 23 is not a rational number. So I answered this. Okay. Next. So next is here. So let us take another example. Let us take another example, that how find, question is find four rational, find four rational and irrational numbers, find four rational and irrational numbers between 5 by 7 and 9 by 11. So you know, in between two rational number, there are infinite number of rational number as well as infinite number of irrational number. So in our question it is given there are two number 5 by 7 and 9 by 11. In between these two number we have to find four rational number as well as four irrational number. Okay, solution. Now if we will calculate 5 by 7, so that value is 0.714285, and this is recurring type, non-terminating and recurring type. This is rational number. And if we will calculate 9 by 11, so 9 by 11 is nothing but 0.81. It is also non-terminating and recurring. So in between these two, we have to find four rational number first. Now see. So I am taking a number line. Let us say this is 0. So you see 5 by 7 is 0.714 like this. 9 by 11 is 0.81, that is 0.818181 like this. Okay. So first I took 0.71. Next I took 0.82. Now see, the 0.71 is less than 5 by 7 and 0.82 is more than this value. Okay, so now in between these two terminal, in between these two number, there are so many rational number and irrational number. So I can take this number is 0.72, this number is 0.73. In that way, let us say this is 0.81, let us say this is 0.8. Now you see, these 0.72, 0.73, 0.80, 0.81. So these four numbers are which numbers? Rational numbers. So these four rational numbers are lying between what? That is 5 by 7 and 9 by 11. Because 5 by 7 is 0.714285. And this 0.72 is greater than this number. 0.73 also greater than this number. And the here 9 by 11 is 0.8181. So 0.8181. So I have taken 0.81 which is less than that of 9 by 11. So here these four numbers are the numbers lying between 5 by 7 and 9 by 11. And these four numbers are which number? Rational number. Then we have to find four irrational numbers. In between what? In between 5 by 7 and 9 by 11. So four irrational numbers are so first one you see here here you see the number is starting from 5 by 7 to 9 by 11. So here 0.7142 like this. Here 9 by 11 is 0.81 repeating. So here you take a first number 0.7101 001 0001 401 continue. Now see, this is a number which is non-terminating and non-repeating type. So this is which number? Irrational number. And this irrational number is greater than this number. Okay, you see it is 0.7142. So this number is 0.717104. So we have to calculate four irrational number in between 5 by 7 and 9 by 11. 5 by 7 is 0.714285 repeating, and this is 0.81 repeating. Now see, we have to take the four irrational number. So this is 0.714. So I am taking 0.715. So definitely this 0.715 is more than this value. So I will take first number as 0.715, 05, 005, 0005, 405. In this way it will continue, and this is a non-terminating and non-recurring type. So this is one irrational number which is more than this and less than 0.81. Again you take 0.7201, 001, 0001. So like this you will get another number which is lying in between these two. Again you take 0.7405, 005, 0005. So that means no number after some number, so same type of number is not repeating, and it is not terminating and non-repeating type. So this is also another irrational number. So finally I can take 0.8101. You see here it is 0.8181. So after 0.81 there is 8 term. So here I am taking 0.8101. So definitely this value is less than 0.81 value. So this is also another type of irrational number. So I got four rational number and four irrational number in between 5 by 7 and 9 by 11. So this question generally comes in the exam. So prepare for that, and let us take an example. So I have solved this problem. Take a homework. So test your understanding. We have to find So question is find two rational and irrational numbers between root 2 and root 3. So according to my previous example, you try to solve this. So I am giving the hints. You know the value of root 2. Root 2 is nothing but 1.414 repeating type. And root 3 is equal to 1.732 and repeating. So this root 2 and root 3 are the two irrational number. In between two irrational number, you have to find the two rational and two irrational number. So this is your homework. Second, next homework, classify following numbers as rational or irrational. So you have to choose which is rational number, which is irrational number. So first bit square root of 22, second bit square root of 2 to 5, third bit it is 0.287, fourth bit it is 7.478478, last bit 0.2020002040 like this. So you have to state which number is rational and which number is irrational. So that is your homework. Okay. So now we will discuss the representation of real number on the number line. Suppose you are given a number, you have to represent on the number line. So how will you represent the number line? So I see we have taken this, let us zoom this figure. You see, so first represent P by Q on a number line. That means if a number is given in the form of P by Q, how will you represent on the number line? So let us take an example first. Visualize 2 by 7 on the number line using successive magnification. Now see 2 by 7. So here 2 by 7 lies in between 0 to 1, because you see 2 is the numerator, 7 is the denominator. So denominator is more than 2 numerator. So if you calculate if you divide 7 from 2, definitely you will get the value less than 1. That means 2 by 7 lies in between 0 to 1. So first what we will do, we will take a line which lies between 0 to 1. So you take a line which lies between 0 to 1. So and divide this 0 to 1 equally into 7 parts. Each part value will be how much? 1 by 7. Clear? Because we have taken 0 to 1. So this is 0. This is 1. 1 means 7 by 7. So from 0 to 1, you divide this 0 to 1 by equal 7 parts. Then each part will be how much? 1 by 7. So from this to this 1 by 7. This is 2 by 7, 3 by 7, 4 by 7 like this. Okay. So we have to visualize this 2 by 7 on the number line. So here this is 0. A indicates 0. This point is 1 by 7. This B represents 2 by 7. So we are taking two equal parts. So two equal parts means 2 by 7. So now if we measure from A to B, so this FB will give 2 by 7. The FB will give 2 by 7. Clear? So now similarly, let us take another example. Question is find 9 by 7 on the number line. 9 by 7 on the number line. So from the, you see 9 is more than 7. That is numerator is more than denominator. So if we will calculate 9 by 7, definitely the value will be more than 1. More than 1. So as per the previous figure, First we took 0 and 1. 1 is nothing but 7 by 7. So from 0 to 1, I divided equally 7 parts. Each part is 1 by 7. So now this 1 indicates 7 by 7. Then you take another one part, that is 8 by 7. This is 9 by 7. So here AC represents what? 9 by 7. AC represents A to C represent 9 by 7. In other way, if we'll calculate 9 by 7, we have to go from 0, 1 by 7, 2 by 7, 3 by 7, 4 by 7, which is time consuming. More time will be taken to represent 9 by 7. But we know 9 by 7 can be written as 7 by 7 plus 2 by 7. 9 by 7 can be represented by 7 by 7 plus 2 by 7. You take 7 as LCM. If 7 is LCM, then 7 plus 2 is equal to 9. So that means 7 by 7 is nothing but 1 plus 2 by 7. So that means 9 by 7 can be represented in which form? Mixed fraction form. So in that case, 9 by 7 is nothing but 1 plus 2 by 7. So now this 1 plus 1, 2 by 7 lies in between what? 1 and 2. So 9 by 7 can be expressed as a mixed fraction where a whole number is 1, fractional value is 2 by 7, and this value will lie in between 1 and 2. So this is 1, this is 2. In between 1 and 2, you divide equally by how many parts? 7 parts. So each part will be 1 by 7. So now this is starting from 1. You take first part. If you take first part, it is this point will indicate 1 by 7. You take another part which is equal to additional 1 by 7. So this point P represents 1, 2 by 7. So that means this total distance from O to P is equal to 9 by 7 because O is marked at which point? 1. And P is marked at which point? 1, 2 by 7. So this OP length represents 9 by 7. Clear? So in this way, you will represent the a number which is in the form of P by Q. Which is in the form of P by Q. Next is, you see, how will you solve this problem? You see, so you have to take an homework, that is test your understanding. I have given a problem. Represent 113 by 9 on a number line. Okay, so represent 113 by 9 in a number line. So I am giving the 3 by 9 is nothing but is, so if we will calculate in mixed form, it is 12 5 by 9. So here this number, that is 113 by 9, definitely lies between 12 to 13. So now you have to take a line, that is 12 to 13, and 12 to 13 divide how many parts? 9 equal parts. Each part will represent what value? 1 by 9. So 12 plus 5 equal parts, you will get 12 5 by 9. So this is homework, practice at your home. Okay, so next is representation of decimal terminating rational number on number line and visualize it using successive magnification. You see how I am representing a decimal terminating rational number on the number line. Okay, now see, suppose one example, suppose we have to plot 1.35 and we have to visualize this number on the number line. You see in the scale, suppose you have to represent 1.35 centimeter. And if you take your scale, so from 0 to 1 centimeter, the distance is very small. So you cannot physically visualize 1.35 on that number line. So how will you visualize this 1.35, that is very small number in the number line? So this is the technique, this is the method. First what we'll do, suppose this is 1, this is 2. In between 1 and 2, I will divide equally by how many parts? 10 parts. So each part will be how much? 1 by 10. So if this is 1, first division is 1.1, second division is 1.2, 1.3. In this way, after 10th division, I will get, you see, this is 1.8, 1.9, then 2.0. So this is 2. So first I will take, you see, first how will you choose the scale? How will you choose the line? You see, we have to represent which number? 1.35. And this 1.35 will lie in between which whole number, which natural number? 1 and 2. So first I took 1, this is 2. In this line I made 10 equal parts. Each part value is zero point 0.1. So first part is 1.1, then 1.2, then 1.3 like this. Okay. So now see, we have to represent 1.35. We have to visualize the number 1.35. Okay. So in that case, you see this 1.35 will lie in between which number? 1.3 and 1.4. You see 1.35 will lie in between 1.3 and 1.4. So this is my 1.3. This is my 1.4. In between 1.3 to 1.4 there is 1.35. So you cannot visualize 1.35 number in between this small gap. 1.3 to 1.4 gap is very small. Within very small gap you cannot visualize 1.35 properly. So what you will do? You take 1.3 is starting point, 1.4 is final point. So you just zoom it. You just zoom it by using a microscope. You can take a microscope here. So this is 1.3 and this is 1.4. Make the gap large by using a microscope. Okay. So now you see this is 1.3, this is 1.4. Again you divide this line from 1.3 to 1.4. You divide 10 equal part. So each part will be what? 0.01. Now see, this is 1.3, this is 1.31, this is 1.32, 1.33, 1.34, like that. Lastly, you will get 1.4. So our target is what? 1.35. So this point represents 1.35. So now see, we can visualize 1.35 on the number line using the magnification, successive magnification formula. Okay. So another example, visualize 3.765 on number line. So this 3.765 is a real number, is a rational number. We have to represent on the number line. You see 3.765 will lie in between what? 3 and 4. So 3, if you take the scale, in that scale from 3 centimeter to 4 centimeter gap is very small. So you cannot locate this 3.765 in the proper place. For that we have to take the magnification of this line. So what we'll do, first we take a 3 point, this is 4 point. In between 3 and 4, what is the gap? Gap is 1. You divide this 1 into equal 10 part. So each part value will be 0.1. So this is 3. First part is 3.1, second is 3.2, 3.3, like that. So lastly you will get 4. Okay. Now see 3.765 is lying in between 3 and 4. And 3.765, you first take 3.76. Here it is 3.765. I will take 3.76 first. So this 3.76 will lie in between what? 3.7 to 3.8. You see, this is 3.76. 3.76, which is greater than 3.7 and less than 3.8. So here this is 3.7. Here this is 3.8. So in between 3.7 and 3.8, the length is, the gap is very small. We cannot visualize 3.76 in between 3.7 and 3.8 because the length is very small. So we can magnify this line. So how will magnify? You see this is 3.7, this is 3.8. So by using a microscope, we can extend this line 3.7 to 3.8 by a bigger line. Now divide this line into equal 10 parts. So each part will be how much? So this, you see this is 3.7, this is 3.8. What is the gap? Gap is 3.8 minus 3.7, which is nothing but 0.1. So if we divide equally 10 parts, each part will be how much? 0.1 divided by 10, which is equal to 0.01. So now this is 3.7. 3.7 is nothing but what? 3.70. You add 0.01, you will get 3.71. This is 3.72. This is 3.73. In this way, you will get up to what? 3.80. So now we have to find 3.76. So you see this is 3.75. So this point is 3.76. This point is 3.77. So we have to target 3.765. Okay, you see this is 3.76, this is 3.77. So definitely 3.765 will lie in between what? 3.76 to 3.77. So now zoom this figure from 3.76 to 3.77, zoom out. Take the magnification by using a microscope. So this is 3.76, this is 3.77, extend this line. So it is a bigger line. By using a microscope, we can extend the line from 3.76 to 3.76 by a bigger one. Now from 3.76 to 3.77, you divide equally by how many parts? 10 parts. So what is the gap between 3.77 and 3.76? If we will subtract the 3.76 from 3.77, what is the answer? 0.01. If we will divide 3.7, subtract 3.77 minus 3.76, you will get 0.01. You divide 10 equal parts. So if you will divide 10 equal parts, then the value will be 0.001. So this is 3.76. Add 0.001, you will get 3.761. This is 3.762. In this way, you will get 3.765. So this is our desired value. That is 3.765. We can represent on the number line using the successive magnification. Clear? So this question, actually this is for understanding purpose only. In the exam you may not get this question. So still you prepare for the exam also, no problem. So now next question. So next question, you have to, so final question is, you see, visualize 4.26. Visualize 4.26 on a number line up to 4 decimal point. Up to 4 decimal point. Clear? So now see. So here 4.26, this is which number? Definitely this is rational number. So here 4.26 bar indicates 4.26, 26, 26, it will continue. So that is non-terminating and recurring. So if non-terminating and recurring, then this number is called which number? Rational number. So here we have to represent this 4.26 up to what decimal point? 4 decimal point. That means we have to represent 4.2626. So our target is to represent 4.2626. After decimal point, we have to take 4 numbers. That is 4.2626. Now tell me this 4.26 recurring bar will lie in between which number? 4 and 5. So what I will do, I will take the line, from 4 to 5. So I will take, this is 4, this is 5. Now the 4.26 bar will lie in between 4 and 5. So from 4 to 5, divide the total line into how many parts? 10 equal parts. So what is the gap between 4 and 5? 5 minus 4 is equal to 1. So if we divide by 10, each part will be 0.1. 1 by 10 is equal to what? 0.1. So this is 4. Just add 0.1. 4.1, 4.2, 4.3 like this. You will get 5. Okay. So now we have to calculate 4.26 bar. You see 4.26 is greater than 4.2 and less than 4.3. So what we'll do, this is 4.2, this is 4.3. So in between these two, gap is very small. We cannot exactly locate 4.26. So to locate 4.26 properly, we have to magnify the line between 4.2 to 4.3. So this is 4.2, this is 4.3. So this small line is magnified into a bigger one. Now divide equally by 10 parts. Then each part will be how much? This is 4.21, 4.22, 4.23, like that you will get up to 4.3. So in that line you will get a point that is 4.26. Another next to this you will get 4.27. So now you see this is 4.262. So this 4.262 is greater than 4.26 and less than 4.27. So now you take this is 4.26, this is 4.27, divide whole line by 10 equal parts. So first part is equal to 4.261, 4.262. In that way you will continue up to what? 4.27. So our target is to represent 4.2626. So now you see this 4.2626 is greater than 4.262 and less than 4.263. So this is 4.262, this is 4.263. Just expand this line by a microscope. So if you extend this line, now divide again 10 parts. So each part will be, now see this is 4.262. 4.262 is nothing but 4.260. First then 4.2621, 2622. In that way finally you will get 4.2626. So in this way you will locate the various point in the number line. Okay, so this is how you will represent in the number line by magnification formula. Okay, so you can take an example, you can take a homework, you practice. Suppose you will represent 5.365 on the number line. So how you will do this? So you practice at your home. I have already explained. Okay, so with this we will conclude this class. In the next class we will start operation of real numbers. Operation of real numbers. Okay, so this is the lecture number 4. In the lecture number 5 we will start operation of real numbers. Thank you.